Hey, 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 this is Reina Shaunte coming back to you with another 40 days to looking younger. Awesome. We're on a roll now, guys. We're on a roll. Okay. So today I want to talk about hurricanes, earthquakes, mudslides. Oh my. Right now, California, Los Angeles area, we are experiencing everything weather right now. We don't get to usually experience weather because it is heaven most of the year. It's 70 to 80, maybe 90 degrees. That is the average, the usual, the normal weather. But today, and this is in August, we are experiencing a hurricane. And I was very surprised because actually yesterday, it was very nice outside. I didn't really even see a cloud in the sky. And I'm like, how's it gonna be a hurricane in California? California does not get hurricanes. But I woke up this morning, had some things I did. I did my yoga and, I kind of was looking on social media around 10, 11 o'clock. I looked outside and it was raining cats and dogs. So we have been experiencing a hurricane right now. And then on top of that, when I was getting ready to jump in the shower, we had a magnitude 5.5 earthquake on top of the hurricane. And my husband came in to the bedroom, was like, did you feel that? And I was like, feel what? And he was like, there was just an earthquake. So I looked it up and yes, it was right. There was an earthquake that we just experienced. And then they said that there might be, some repercussions from all the weather, mudslides and things like that may come. I already received phone calls and texts and prayers from my family. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. We are home. My family's safe. Everybody's doing well. Thank God we were all off. Even church canceled today because they knew that the hurricane was coming. Little did they know that the earthquake was coming as well. But we are doing great. We are doing fine. I was listening to Trent Shelton while I was scrolling on YouTube. And he was just saying how he admires people that still dance in the rain. When things are going on, happening around you, you continue to have peace. You continue to move forward with your purpose and stay focused. Because a lot of things can distract you. And of course you want to take precautions. You want to stay safe. Even yesterday when they said that the hurricane was coming, we were like, all right, let's stock up on water. Let's get something to eat so we don't have to leave the house. And we did those things. But also we're going to stay focused and see what we can get done during this day of rest at home. Maybe it is just a rest, right? Or maybe it is, to do a YouTube episode or 2 or 3, whatever that may be. But we're not going to be anxious because we know that we are good. Everything works out for our good. We know that God is always in control forever and always. Since there's so much going on in California, so much excitement with the weather right now, I just wanted to talk about how moving to a place can really affect how you look as well. So I moved to California about 8 years ago and I have completely changed my looks. Yeah, I know I was coming from grad school and, I was kind of I was a mom and, still in mom mode, but, and graduation, graduating grad school, you don't try to look cute when you're going to classes and things like that. But, I did try my best to look cute and I thought I was looking cute too. I thought I was looking cute when I was coming from Virginia to California. But compared to how I look today, honey, baby, it was, I was very basic, and even my family members, one of my cousins, one of my closest cousins, what are you doing? You look 20 years younger now than you did with, 20 years ago. So I really believe, of course, I told you about all the things that I do. And I self-love, self-care. I, work out and drink water and try to eat healthy. But then also it was me removing myself from the environment that I was in that felt like it wasn't feeding my soul. It wasn't giving me life. It wasn't bringing me joy. So, so that's what I did. I moved to California and year after year after year, I have gotten better. I have improved on so many things, my creativity, just my focus. And I think it has a lot to do with living in California. And I'm not telling anybody you have to move to California, but maybe moving to Atlanta, maybe moving to New York, maybe moving to Seattle, maybe moving to Europe. Who knows where that place might be that will bring you life, bring you joy, bring you happiness, it'll make you feel and look younger because that's where you're supposed to be. That's what really feeds you. So it's not just the place, right? It's what the place brings to you, what it adds to you. So first of all, it's the people. right? There's a whole different kind of people here in California than that's on the East Coast, you know, in DC or Virginia or New York even. You know, and they're great people on both sides. When I first moved here, I was like, okay, this is me. This is my tribe. Because when I was on the East Coast, a lot of my family members, they work for the government. You know, it's a very, you know, government conservative type of area. You know, DC, of course, that's our nation's capital. And I always felt like I didn't really fit in. I mean, I thought about, you know, possibly going into government and politics and things like that, but I just felt like that wasn't really for me. And then when I found out about, you know, acting and doing theater, I was like, okay, I love this side of living in DC. It's a great theater market, right next to New York. You know, it's second to New York as far as theater goes. So we have amazing actors that came out of DC, and you know, so that's where they started. But then they branched out, whether it was to New York or whether it was to Atlanta or LA, so that they can continue to grow. But when I came to LA, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is me. This is my tribe. These are my people. Really kooky, creative, fun people. You know, so it was definitely the people. Now, also the events. I'm telling you, it seemed like every event that I went to, there was a celebrity. I mean, it was just like natural for you to go to any event and then like Morris Chestnut is there, or I don't know, Sanaa Latham. I mean, I've met like so many different types of celebrities, even casting directors, Robbie Reed, who, you know, she founded a lot of actors, Halle Berry, Samuel Jackson. I mean, I've met so many amazing people along my path being in California. And I just feel like that's because I'm amazing. Yes, I said it. I'm amazing. And so I'm attracting amazing people into my life, but I had to leave my comfort zone. I know a lot of people that stay, you know, in whatever situation, whether it's, you know, back home in DC or whether it's down south, whatever, they stay there because it's home, it's family. You know, that's what they know. That's what they're familiar with. And they don't take the risk of going somewhere else. And even though, you know, you may not know anybody, they don't take the chance of maybe meeting new people that you may even just feel comfortable, even more comfortable with than even your family, you know? So I'm an actor and I go to a lot of different events, and it didn't have to have a celebrity there, but I mean, I've gone to movie premieres, and I mean, even going to church, guys. I went to church on Sunday and I just looked down the row and there was Common. I mean, Common was just sitting there just glowing, and I'm just like, wow, this is a crazy city or town where, you know, you're not just seeing these people on TV, like they're sitting in church with you. And it was just incredible. But like I said, it's not about the celebrities, but it is a higher level it's a higher frequency, I'll say. Because, you know, even though celebrities are celebrities, there's a lot of people, a lot of artists here that just work on a higher level as far as spiritual level, as far as producing, you know, creating, whether that's music or acting or dancing or whatever it is, you know, it seems like it's a higher level, and maybe it's just my higher level, right? It could be somebody else's, you know, somebody else that live here maybe like, you know, I need to get out of here. I need to go to Montana because they're not on a level that I want to be on, right? So you have to find that place and those people, your tribe, that make you feel like you fit right in, and that will continue to feed your spirit. And what you feed your spirit, you are, you know, you are what you eat, right? So it's the people, it's the events, it's the lifestyle. Oh my gosh. It's so much hiking here. People just hike. Like, people just go outside and they just hike. So it's so many things that people can do, hobbies. People surf, people skate. You know, people just do things, right? Now, there are people that, you know, that do love food, you know, love going and finding, you know, different types of food. They're foodies here as well. But that's not like the only hobby that people have. And I felt like, you know, back home and, you know, even in California, even certain places, you know, they don't have like a life outside of, okay, let's go get something to eat. You know, if you want to do something, let's go do something together. Let's go get something to eat. But that's not really a lifestyle for me, okay? That's not a lifestyle for me. For me, a lifestyle is, you know, sure, let's grab something to eat on the way to someplace because we just need to fuel our body before we go to have fun, or, you know, before we watch this movie, or, you know, before we go bowling, before we, you know, go to the beach, you know, things like that. So I love that. I love that it's a lifestyle. You can go to the beach. Everybody knows you can go to the beach in the same day as you can go to the mountains and go skiing. You know, I've been to the mountains a few times with my girlfriends, and I just love it. I love the different pockets of different versions. I love going to Inglewood, and I love going to different areas where there's culture, where I can see more brown people like me, and they love to dance, and it's African, and you get jewelry, and you get to feel the flavor of the culture of Africa and African American people as well. So they have that as well. You can go and just experience culture in different pockets. And yes, you can experience the food, right? There's all different types of food here in California. There's healthy food and there's not so healthy food. You could go to an organic restaurant where everything is organic, where everything is gluten-free, where everything is vegan, a vegetarian, but there are a lot of places in California that support that healthy lifestyle, if that's what you're seeking, and that's what I'm seeking. That's right down my alley. But then I can also say, well, you know what? I feel like having some oxtail, because I'm half Caribbean, so I want some oxtail. So I can go down to the Caribbean restaurant, 20 minutes away, and get me some oxtail or some curry, or I can go to an Indian restaurant or a Thai restaurant, and get those different types of foods. But that's what it offers. Or I can go to a pizza place. There's a great gourmet pizza place that's not too far from us that I love. So I just have been able to experience all types of goodness being in this environment, and maybe it's because even when I go back home, I just spend time with family. I don't really get to go outside of the family. I feel like I'm stealing time away from my family if I were to go and just like be a grown-up in DC. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I'm free to do that. Nobody's telling me I can't, but I just feel like being in California, and I am very far away from my family, which I love dearly, and we text all the time. We are in constant communication, but just being in California, I really feel free to just be me fully, right? And I'm able to do and make my own decisions, freely, like independent of what anybody else thinks. Right? So I think that truly makes a difference when you're trying to figure out, what do I need to do to change my life? What do I need to do to bring back that light in me, right? So I think that it's a drastic change to kind of just put everything aside and start a whole new life somewhere. But I think it's worth it. I really truly think that it's worth it to choose to find out if you'd like to live a different place. There are people that come from California, like I said, and they go, to move on the East Coast or New York City or something like that. Now, I'm not a fan of New York City, so I always question that. But the thing is that they're just getting out of their comfort zone, people from California. Maybe they don't even know how good they got it. And if they go to other places, like New York, like wherever, they will have a new appreciation for where they're from. Or maybe that's the place where they grow. Maybe that's what feeds their soul. Being in a fast-paced city, just experiencing all of what New York City has. And I'm sure it has wonderful things for different people. So, but the thing is just trying to see what it is that will feed you, feed your spirit, feed your soul. And I mean, I've been able to come to California and say, okay, this is how I see my life, right? And I've been able to find the people, find the things that will enhance my life, that will enhance even my beauty. I have never even heard of, people that do micro needling or, or even like micro blading, your eyebrows or, doing individual lashes. I remember when I was still in Virginia, I was in grad school and I did like an infomercial. No, I'm sorry, not an infomercial, but an industrial commercial. And we were doing like this business type of commercial. And there was an actress. She was one of the lead actresses that came from California just to do the commercial. So she was going to go back right after she finished the gig. But she had her lashes were so long and they were so beautiful. And I was just like amazed. And I was just looking at her, staring at her lashes. And I think I told her how beautiful her lashes were. And this had to be 9 or 10 years ago. So I was just like, oh my gosh, your lashes are so pretty. They're so long and so beautiful. And she was the first person to tell me about the mink lashes that she would get individually put on. It's the first time I ever heard of it. First time. So I'm thinking that, everybody on TV has their natural lashes because I don't know anything, more about that. I'm thinking everybody in real life has natural lashes because how could anybody put lashes on? How could they add lashes on? So that was just like the first time I experienced that was in Virginia, but it was a California actress that told me that she had her lashes done, and she told me they were like $200, and I was just like, wow, that's amazing, that they could do that, and then finally when I moved to California, I was like, well, wow, I had friends that had their lashes done and their eyebrows done, and they were getting all types of things done, and I'm just like, well, maybe that's for me. I don't know. So I tried it and I loved it, and I'm like, wow, that really adds to my beauty. But I would not have known that had I not moved outside of my environment, because that's the thing. It's like when you're in an environment with certain type of people, you tend to do what the people around you do, right? You tend to look like the people who you are around, right? I mean, I've seen it so many times where, you go to a certain area and everybody looks the same. Everybody dresses the same. As basic as it could be, as normal and casual and, as they can be. And then you go someplace like Atlanta, and Atlanta people, I've been there recently, and the women, the black women, I mean, they do it, honey. Everybody looks rich to me. I mean, no matter what neighborhood you go to, they all got the hair, they all got the lashes, they all got the nails, they all got the makeup, they got everything. Their bodies are fine and curvy and, and thick, and so everybody looks alike, so every area has a look. And I think that, the more me being in California, I begin to look more like a person that's from California instead of a person that's from the East Coast, so people tend to think that I'm from California until I start to talk and I start to, make jokes or, whatever it is. They're like, wait, you're not from here, are you? I don't know. Maybe I haven't adapted to the personality of California people, but that's okay too, because I don't mind, looking like a California girl but having like a East Coast edge. I don't mind that at all. But I just wanted to express that that maybe for some of you, moving to a different state or a different country, who knows, might be the thing that helps you to get to your higher level, your better self, and to make you look younger, like me. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you. I'm going to let you go. Like and subscribe to my channel. Come on, y'all. We got to get this thing going, honey, because you don't want to miss nothing that Reina Shaunte has to say, all right? And tag that notification bell so you always know when I show up. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.